Hello everyone. Today we're gonna be talking about moment zero in Tango, what it is and how it can help you improve your dance. To do this, we're gonna be taking a look at one of Javier Rodriguez's videos. He's a very good maestro from Argentina, and we're gonna be taking a look at a performance where he does this perfectly. So we're going to take a look at the step first, and then we're going to take a look at it in slow motion, and then we're going to break it down. So let's break it down. Each step has 5 moments. Moment 0, moment 1, moment 2, moment 3, and moment 4. Moment 0 is the beginning of every step. It's where you're standing still with your axis aligned and you can choose any direction that you want. Moment 1 is when you begin the step. You start leaning your axis forward a little bit to indicate to your partner that you want to move forward. And this is usually also where you start projecting your free leg. Moment 2 is when you set your free foot on the floor and you start shifting. It's the moment before you start shifting your weight onto your new foot. Moment 3 is when you're on your new foot, when you already took the step and you're gathering up, you're moving into your new foot. You're moving your axis completely into the new foot. And then comes moment 4. Moment 4 is when you already collected your free leg and now you're completely standing on your new foot. On your axis is again completely on your foot. And this moment 4 is actually moment 0 for the next step. And this is what I want to talk about here. It's very common that people skip moment 0 from their, not just their walk, but from any step in general. They go straight from moment 3 to moment 1, and they completely disregard moment 0, nor give it the time it needs for it to shine. And this results in a dance that looks and feels a bit rushed, right? Because you're skipping over an entire part of your step every time you take a step. And the name of the game here is control, is being able to control how long or how short moment 0 is. Having that control allows you to be able to change the step. If you're moving forward, you can take that moment 0. If you really control it, you can change into a side step or a hito or whatever you want to do. But this is only possible if you have control of your body at moment 0 or moment 4, and if you're not falling or skipping into the step. And how do you know if this is happening to you? I mean, this sounds like something that is very basic, very elementary, and I'm sure everyone watching this video would think, well, that's not happening to me. I can choose any step I want. But I want you to ask yourself if at any point when you go through moment 0 on any step that you're doing, hito, sacada, whatever, can you stop dead on that spot at moment 0 for as long as you want without losing your axis, falling, or something going wrong? Can you just stop there? If you're doing a hito, can you take the first step of the hito and then just stop? Stop, not as in standing still, as in not having any body movement, but as in having control to make that step take as long as you want, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, before continuing the next step as if nothing happened, just like slowing down your movement. If the answer is no, if you have trouble slowing down your movements for as long as possible on any step, and I mean any step, then you don't have enough control at moment 0. And this is something where I think you should work on, or where you can improve your dance by putting more on moment 0. And this is not a technique explanation. This is not showing you, well, how do you achieve control at moment 0. This is to bring to light this idea of moment 0 and to have you look at yourself, look at your own dance, and see, well, how much control do you have, and then find out on your own or with your classes how to, control more this moment zero. So this is what Javier does on this sequence after the step that we're just taking a look at. He just takes 3 steps forward in a caminata, normal, simple. But in every step, he respects moment zero and he takes his time with it, and he goes through all the moments and doesn't skip any. Let's now take a look at another moment in the same dance where he does a step that is exactly the same as the one we're analyzing, but he follows it up with something different than another forward step, and is able to put it very well into the music. He aligns his energy very well with the singer's emotion and energy by using moment zero. And this moment zero, the amount of time that he puts and the quality that he puts into this moment zero is what makes it look so good and so elegant and so smooth. So let's take a look at it.
De mi corazón todo vuelve a mí. Oigo tu voz, la que mi oído no olvida.
And here we can take a look. It's a very beautiful sequence where he really uses that moment zero to fit it in with the music and close at the same time as the orchestra is closing up that phrase. And of course it's not just moment zero, right? I'm talking about moment zero because I feel like that's what people skip the most, but it's also moment 3, which is the moment leading up to moment 0 where you're gathering up your free foot, and also moment 1 when you're leading into the step. That gives you the most ability to be musical and the most elegance. It's not just about moment 0, but I want to emphasize moment 0 because I feel like, well, the moment 1, most people kind of take a look at it and are able to play with that moment 1, but moment 3 and moment 0, or moment 3 and moment 4, is where I feel like we see that people skip the most. So now let's take a look at the goat himself and see an example where this is done that is not in a caminata, it's not in a walk forward. So we can explain about this concept of, well, moment 0 exists everywhere, not just in forward steps or side steps. So this guy is doing giros, which are very complex, and he's still being able to do a moment 0, moment 1, and moment 3 in those steps with very, very smoothly. And it's actually because he's able to get to moment 0 so smoothly, which means he has control over moment 3, which allows him to control how he gets to moment 0, and then the ability to control moment 0 allows him to get to moment 1 very smoothly as well. So it's not just impressive that he's able to stop so smoothly after the sequence, after this giro, but he's also able to start again, take the next step very smoothly. This is very difficult. Don't get fooled. This is very difficult to do, and it's not just difficult, it's very elegant and it's very musical and gives you a lot of possibilities, and this guy is just amazing at it. One of the most common mistakes people do is that they think that to interpret the music or to dance the music, to be musical, it means to represent a sound that occurs in the music on moment 2 of your step. That means to step into a music beat or a music moment or music sound. And that is actually not the case. This is often viewed as a very flat, a very literal and not at all subtle interpretation of the music. So one thing you can do in order to improve this is to start thinking of putting your musicality on moment 1, moment 3, or moment 0. That means when you're leaning into the step when you're gathering your free leg after you take the step, and into the end of the step when you stay still, or it's not really staying still. You're still, your body, your axis is still moving a little bit, ever so slightly, but you're not actually taking a step. So if you manage to start putting your musicality in moment 1, moment 3, and moment 0, you will have a more interesting, more in-depth musicality. That this doesn't mean that you need to not interpret the music on moment 2 at all. It's just one more tool, and it's not the only tool. Another common misconception is that people often get told by their instructors, by their teachers, that they need to gather their feet together, put their feet together before every step. And while this is how it should look like in general, it is not technically true. It's not about putting your feet together on every step. It's about moving your axis correctly in this way into moment 0, which will in turn result in you putting your feet together. But your putting your feet together is not the objective. It's a byproduct of you moving your axis through all these moments and into moment 0. When you're at moment 0, your feet will naturally go together, and from there you can, if you choose to open them up for a stylistic choice, well, that's, you know, that's a choice. But the takeaway from this is that putting your feet together is not the goal. The goal is to move your axis in through all these moments into moment 0, and that will result in you naturally gathering your feet. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to share your thoughts below and keep the conversation going, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.